Every day, you tell yourself something. Maybe it's, I'm not good enough, or I always fail. But what if I told you these sentences are quietly rewriting your entire life? And the scariest part? You've been doing it your whole life without noticing. The truth is, your thoughts aren't just thoughts. They're blueprints, and you've been building from them every single day. What you repeat in your mind, you eventually live in reality. If you don't fully understand this, keep watching. This story will show you exactly how it works. This is the story of Ravi, and it might just show you how to rewrite everything. Rain gathered in thin rivers along the sidewalk, tracing the same tired paths that Ravi's thoughts had walked for years. He moved slowly through the noise of evening traffic, head down, shoes soaked, the words, "I always fail," repeating like the beat of a drum. Every reflection in a window showed a version of himself he didn't like. Small, blurred, unfinished. He told himself it was just the weather, but the storm outside matched the one within. At a crossing light, he paused. A bus roared past, splashing his reflection into ripples. For a moment, he wondered if life ever changed, or if people were simply carried forward by old sentences they once believed. The thought felt heavy, yet somewhere beneath it flickered a quiet question he couldn't ignore. What if the story in my head isn't the whole truth? He looked up and kept walking. The rain slowed as Ravi reached the old bus stop. A single lamp flickered above, casting circles of gold on the wet pavement. Beside the bench sat an old man, surrounded by books, some stacked neatly, others worn from 1,000 hands. He wasn't selling them. He was simply reading, smiling, as if every page held a secret just for him. Ravi glanced at the cover. It had no title, only soft creases and faded ink. The man looked up and said, almost playfully, "Every page you read is written by what you tell yourself each day." Ravi blinked, unsure how a stranger could see straight through him. The old man gestured to the alley behind the stall. "Come, I'll show you something." The bookseller stood, his joints creaking softly, and motioned for Ravi to follow. Behind the stall, a dusty corridor led to a dim room filled with old mirrors, some cracked, some fogged with age. He pointed to one resting against the wall. "Say one thought aloud," he said. Ravi hesitated, eyes on his own reflection. "I'm not enough," he whispered. The mirror shivered, as if touched by wind. Across the glass, faint letters appeared, his words etched like scratches on metal. Ravi stepped back, startled. The man's voice was calm. "See how quickly thoughts take shape?" Ravi reached out, his hand trembling near the glowing words. The reflection looked the same, yet heavier, like truth pressed into glass. And for the first time, he saw his thinking, not just himself. The old man handed Ravi a small piece of white chalk, its edges worn smooth. "Rewrite it," he said gently. Ravi stared at the glowing words. "I'm not enough." His throat tightened. "I can't just erase it," he murmured. The man smiled. "You don't erase a sentence by fighting it. You change it by adding truth." Ravi knelt, his reflection trembling in the dim light. He drew a slow breath and wrote beneath the first line, "I'm learning to become enough." The letters shimmered. The harsh glow softened, turning warm, like dawn through a window. The old man nodded. "See? The story didn't vanish. You simply gave it a new ending." Ravi watched the mirror clear. His reflection looked lighter, not because it changed, but because it finally believed it could. The man whispered, "Each thought is ink. Keep writing carefully." The next morning, Ravi stepped into the same city he'd walked through 1,000 times. But something subtle had changed. The air felt softer, the light a little kinder. He still passed the crowded shops, the impatient horns, the rushing feet, yet none of it pressed against him the way it used to. A child at the corner smiled and offered him a wildflower. He caught himself smiling back without thinking. Even the rain from a passing drizzle didn't feel cold anymore. It felt like cleansing. For the first time, he wasn't waiting for the world to change. He was noticing it already had. Each small kindness, each quiet color, seemed to whisper the same truth. When the mind softens, reality follows. The mirror hadn't lied. The story truly was rewriting itself. That evening, Ravi returned to the old stall. The bookseller's chair sat empty, a thin blanket folded neatly over the seat. Only the tattered notebook remained, resting where the man's hands once were. Ravi opened it carefully. Every page was blank, except for one sentence written in small, steady letters. "Keep writing." He smiled, closing the book against his chest. The pages smelled of rain and dust like old beginnings waiting to be lived again. Outside, the city lights flickered, but this time, they didn't feel noisy. Each flicker looked like an unwritten word, and every step home felt like starting a new page. The narrator's voice returns, quiet as dawn. Every day begins as a blank page, and your thoughts are the words that fill it. Scenes unfold, Ravi walking beneath a pale sunrise, the notebook in his hand, the city glowing awake. The story you live, the voice continues, is not fixed in ink but written in breath. Choose your sentences with kindness, and the world will read you gently. The mirror reappears, now clear, reflecting light instead of doubt. As the frame fades to gold, a final blessing lingers. May your thoughts be lighter than yesterday, your heart open to possibility, and your life a story you love to reread.